Australians. I've had a couple of weeks up at Lennox Head near Byron Bay. It's been a fantastic holiday. Nice to sort of be away from it all, just to relax the brain cells and just be away from everything. But we'll be back in Sydney soon. But look, something that's really been controversial, a lot of people have been talking about it on social media recently, and rightly so, because it's pretty disgusting. And what happened in Germany over the New Year's Eve, in Cologne in particular, with the gang raping that occurred in Cologne, and these coordinated attacks. It's come out that many of these attacks were coordinated by, Muslims, asylum seekers seeking asylum in Germany, and also Africans. So here we have again different ethnic groups. Their antisocial behaviour is totally unacceptable, and we need to talk about it. But in Australia we've got a situation at the moment where some sections of the government, they don't want any free speech in Australia. They want to keep Section 18C going. They won't repeal it. Doesn't matter if it's Labor or Liberal. They lie. Brandis was all tough, beating his chest. Look at me, I'm King Kong. Before the election, saying, "Oh, we're going to repeal Section 18C," and so was Tony Abbott. All balls, but once they get into office, they all go soft. But the stuff that was happening in Cologne is sort of reminiscent of what was happening over 10 years ago in Australia. It's a little bit different, but it still has to do with Muslim rape, the perpetrators being Muslims in the Sydney gang rapes and also the Asheville gang rapes. Now, I've been taken to court because of the truthful things that I said about these Islamic gangs, because apparently, these days truth is the new hate speech. And lo and behold, today I get the paper, and look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We've got it on the front page. An Afghan refugee accused of a couple of cases of sexual harassment. This has been happening many times before. The courts are clogged. So this guy's walking on the streets. He's actually walking on the streets until the case can be heard in court. But isn't it amazing how they found time to sort of take Sherman Burgess, the great Aussie patriot, and I to court because of certain things that we said about the misbehaviour, in particular what I said about Muslim gang behaviour and what Sherman said about the asylum seekers, the 12,000 are going to be an absolute burden on the Australian taxpayer, which they will. And then we've had sort of many articles published about these 12,000 we're going to take in, the massive amount of taxpayers' money that it's going to cost, and they're cutting back on social services for the elderly. And we know that many Australian elderly live in poverty, but that doesn't matter because they're Aussies. They can just wait in line and they can eat dog food while the asylum seekers get the red carpet and the halal caviar. But it's just ridiculous. This is just a reminder of what's going on in Australia. The court systems, it's just sort of, most of these cases in the courts would be people from many ethnic backgrounds, in particular people, migrants that have come here, and asylum seekers. Remember Man Monis, 47 charges of sexual assault, but because he was an ASIO agent, Man Monis was allowed to be free out there and carry on. Accessory to murder, doesn't matter. 1-800-JIHAD, doesn't matter. And all these beautiful country towns around here, they're going to be inundated in the future because it's not just Sydney that the government wants to resettle these beautiful beaches up here. Who knows, they could be full of burqas one day. But it just sort of disgusts me of what's going on and the lack of truth. And when the media, there's some sections of the media and people come out and say, we've got a problem in Cologne, we've got a problem throughout Europe, we've got a problem in Australia with the misbehaviour, the antisocial behaviour of many of these Muslim people and also these Africans too, that you're branded a racist and how dare you say these truthful things. Naughty, naughty boy, we're going to throw the book at you. But, I don't hear the sort of commissars or the lunatics coming out from the Human Rights Commission saying, oh, this is terrible what's happening. But they always find time to criticise Australians. But the epidemic in Europe, the rape epidemic, the problems that we've had in Australia, we know that these people have come here, they came here as asylum seekers. We've got to shut the door on asylum seekers. No more Muslim or African asylum seekers. They're a burden, they cause too much crime, and we've got to be truthful. We've got to start a conversation, and if we don't have free speech and we can't talk about these problems, how can we ever find a solution? But we've got to stop this immigration. So if you're not a member of any political party, join up with Party for Freedom, become a member, because we're a party with balls. We don't believe in political correctness. With what's happening in court, It's a shame that we're being taken to court, but we're not going to shut up, because what we're saying is truth. If we don't have the right to say what is truthful, then we cease being individuals. We're individuals, you know, and we have a right to say certain things that are truthful. It's nothing about hate. It's about challenging the hate. It's about saying this is unacceptable. Signing off for now. See you back in Sydney. Thank you.